You tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our latest live video. And I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Anna Short from Boo Marketing. And Anna is going to say today to talk to us about being consistent with your marketing. So do you want to quickly introduce yourself anyway, Anna, better than I can before we move on?
Yes, yeah. So, like Matt says, I'm Anna Short from Boo Marketing. I've spent 23 years in the corporate world. All I've ever done is marketing. So I have felt all of those frustrations, the pains of the jargon, the overwhelm, and everything that comes with it. From one side, I now experience it on the other side, being a business owner myself. So I am very much about making marketing simple for business owners, micro businesses and charities, because it doesn't need to be overwhelming. So I will do anything I can to help people get focused and consistent with the marketing in a really easy way.
Thank you very much, Anna. So as always with these videos, we're live on the various social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook and YouTube. So if anyone's got any comments or questions as we go along, feel free to put them in the chat boxes and we'll try and cover them. If you're watching this after the event, as it were, not live, again, feel free to do that and we can pass them on to Anna as we go along. So without further ado, Anna, we'll bring up your presentation if that's all right, and you can crack on.
Okay, so here we go. How to develop a doable marketing plan. So just a little bit more on me to show that you're in safe hands. Like I've mentioned, 26 years in marketing and business development. I've worked across public and private sector. Qualifications, the work experience and everything to go with it. And at Boo, we are massive believers that every business deserves a unique goal-led marketing strategy, an action plan to back that up, and results to go with it. So without further ado, we shall crack on. So to get the most out of a monthly marketing plan, ideally you would have a strategy of some sort already in place, even if that is just the goals that your business is working towards over the next 12 months, with a strong idea of who your target audiences are and what the right key messages are for those target audiences, generally developed in line with the problems you help solve, how you make their life easier. So with the goals, the target audience and the key messages, these are what provide solid marketing foundations for your business and help work towards making your marketing just flow in a really genuine and real way, that's very focused and consistent, so that you can have your marketing on every single month and be totally consistent. Also, within a monthly marketing plan, you should be challenging yourselves as well. Don't get too relaxed with it. So always look at what more you could be doing, how you could push yourselves that little bit. For example, if you don't like doing videos and lives like this, try a podcast, or put yourselves up for doing something in a magazine or a newspaper, or presenting elsewhere. There's always alternatives. So challenge yourselves in a healthy way with something that you're comfortable with, comfortable nerves, excited nerves, I like to call it. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you next is an outline template for the doable monthly marketing plan. And in line with what I've just covered, you will see at the top of there, we've got the goals, we've got the audience, we've got the key message. So jot those on there. If you want a copy of this, just ping me a message or request it from Mike and I'm happy to share it with you. Or go to the website. I've got a new website, so show me it works. You'll see down the left-hand side, we have got your marketing activities. Now, those marketing activities, that list down there can be as long as you want it to be. But this is about keeping it simple and doable. So if you've got sort of anything that you've already created on the marketing side of things that you can make use of, use that as one of your key marketing assets for the month. So look at what you've already got and start from there. Quite often you don't need to be starting from scratch. So what key assets have you already got in your business? And that could even just be a flyer that you can pull information from to create an infographic of some sort, or create a really easy, digestible list that you can share with people on how you help them, how you make a difference to them. So get that key marketing asset down, and that kind of has a knock-on effect for the rest of the month then. Look at what online activities you could be doing, and that could be anything around your website, case studies, blogs, social media, emails. So what are those online activities that you're already doing and that you might like to push yourselves and have a go at as well? And don't do any more than 3. So, you know, 1 to 3 marketing assets each month. You don't need to go overboard. 1 to 3 online activities and your offline activities. And that could be something as simple as just popping, you know, don't forget, marketing has been around for a long, long time. And the list of activities just gets added to, and it's normally within that online world. So people don't get the offline stuff as much anymore, but they do like to. Now we've gone full circle on it. So pick up a telephone, pop something through somebody's door, you know, just do something a little bit personal. There's so much more to this world than the online world, and you know, having that personal touch can go a long way as well. So jot down a few offline activities, and that could include the networking that you might do each month, or, you know, any memberships and associations that you go along to. You know, you're raising the profile of your business in a face-to-face environment. So note those offline activities that you feel you can do each month. And again, keep it between 1 and 3 activities. And then at the bottom there, you'll see measures and results. So for the marketing asset, for the online activities, for the offline activities, how can you measure those? And most of the time we can measure it in some way, and that might be by way of results through Google Analytics, social media insights and analytics, through email reports. If you've got an email platform, you can get reports from there to show you the success of your emails and benchmarks so that you're continuously improving. The follow-ups, the leads that you get from face-to-face events, for example, the inquiries that come through from just having conversations with people in those introductions that happen between one another. So note down those measures and results, because as you start to execute a plan across each week of the month, and just doing little things and working in those 3s consistently every single month, you will very quickly start to see what brings the results in, what works, what doesn't work, what could be better, what you can improve, what you stop doing, what you do more of, and that side of things. And then you will see on the bottom of the slide, we've got challenges there. So what's that main thing you want to challenge yourself over the next month on? Future ideas. As you start to work through a monthly plan, you free your head up, because you're actually doing this, the marketing stuff that you should be doing anyway, because your marketing should always be on. We should always be getting and keeping customers. So as you free that headspace up, you will start to come up with ideas around, I could create an asset on this. I could talk about that in a case study because I did some great work with a certain client. So note down those future ideas so that you are always progressing, learning and developing and building on top of that monthly plan of action that you're creating for yourself. And then with regards to the measures and the results that you see coming through from your activities each month, you'll see there's a review and learn section at the bottom of that slide. So each month reflecting and reviewing, what have you learned from that month? What worked well? What do you do more of? What do you continue doing? What do you improve? And again, sometimes it is that, what do you stop? What just isn't bringing in the results that is perhaps costing you time or money? So that is the doable monthly marketing plan. And just getting consistent. Even if you do 3 marketing activities each month, you can commit to that. You know that it's doable. So commit to doing a minimum of 3 things each month and measure those results, review and learn from it, and you'll be surprised at what happens.
How important is it to keep it as simple as possible then, Anna?
Yeah, it's so important. And it's just finding that starting point. So, it gets you consistent with your marketing every single month. So I'll open the floor up to questions if anybody's got any. If there's anybody out there in that online
I've got
world.
a couple of questions for you, Anna, anyway, with this
Fab.
to start with. In terms of consistency, I guess this is more of an experience, from your experience point of view. How often is that the downfall for people, of the lack of consistency, essentially?
2 of the main challenges that always come up time and time again when I'm working with people is getting really focused on and clear on what they're about as a business, what they do best and what their business goals are. So that focus side of things, and then the consistency side of things, that making sure your marketing is always on and you're doing certain activities every single month, because nobody's going to know about you if you're not marketing your own business, if you're not marketing yourself as a business owner, and it's just the fact that it always needs to be on. And once you start learning what's working well for you, you start to be able to make bigger and better decisions around what you do more of and what you turn up and what's worth putting a bit of budget into.
Absolutely. I think one of the things, especially for someone running a small business, is that you know as well as I do, Annie, that there's so many things going on, so many wheels and cogs and balls to juggle, whatever analogy you want to do.
Yeah, I shan't swear.
I could come up with a million great marketing ideas for the business, but the reality of that is I'm not going to do the vast majority of them. I just not anything, just time and effort. So I guess what you're trying to say is kind of focus on a few, and obviously review that, I assume, as well. So do a few for, try it for a few months, see how that goes, and then review that. And rather than maybe be realistic about what you can and can't do.
Definitely, and I do talk about SMART goals, and part of those SMART goals is being realistic. So the number 3, as you know, is one of my favourite numbers. It is the magic number, and it absolutely stops that overwhelm kicking in, especially for business owners. And I work a lot with marketing apprentices and kickstarts that are early in their careers. So whether it's a business owner or you're just starting out in your marketing career, to just get some structure around that approach that you're applying each month makes an enormous difference in you just setting that time aside and making sure you tick those 3 things off your list every single month and you learn from it.
Absolutely. So we've had a question in from Tom. So thank you for that, Tom. Obviously, we talked about measuring the results. So any kind of suggestions or best ways or tools to measure results of marketing campaigns?
A lot of the time, and I touched on this, I think. So looking at your analytics and your insights around your social media, looking at your Google Analytics, and to start that off in a simple way, look at where your traffic is coming into your website from. You will very quickly learn the main routes that drive traffic to your website, and those are the routes you should be focusing on. You know, and the ones that don't bring in as much, you can make the decision as to whether you want to build those up or you keep focused on the ones that work well. So how do people come into your website? What do they do once they're on the website? Where do they go to next? What are the main pages? Are those pages strong enough? Are they performing well? And how do they exit your website? So entry, experience, that what they do while they're in there, and the exit. Are they exiting your website from the right pages? And the right page would generally be your contact page. If you're getting high exit from other pages, something's quite often not right. You know, you can understand the performance of your blogs through Google Analytics. Emails, if you use the likes of MailerLite or MailChimp or many other platforms, there is generally always a reporting mechanism in there. And you can get a list of the email addresses that have clicked on your emails. To me, that's a follow-up list. You know, somebody's expressed an interest in something on your email, and there's nothing wrong with putting a quick call into them and seeing how they're doing, and saying, I see you were interested in such and such a thing on our email. So, you know, and sometimes we are trusting gut instinct sometimes. You know, when we're networking, for example, we don't realize how much of an impact that could be having on our businesses in lots of different ways. It's not always just about that direct exchange of work that we gain from those settings. You know, you're building your profile up, and things that help build and raise your profile and get your business out there, you just know that they're doing that job sometimes. So trust your gut instinct as well as the facts and the figures.
I think it's a great point, actually. It kind of covers off partly the follow-up question I had about around a personal experience, actually, with Northern Affinity. So the vast majority of our leads come either through the website or through LinkedIn to me. And that's fine. That's great. So kind of that kind of tells me, you know, focus on those two areas. However, one thing I did go through a spell, and I still do now, is asking people, you know, where they've seen us essentially when those leads come in. And Instagram is very, very common for people saying, "Oh, I've seen your post on Instagram," but they actually contact us through the website or LinkedIn. So, you know, if I've just looked at the facts and figures, I might have kind of ignored Instagram as a platform, but actually it's turning out to be really good. And it's a bit anecdotal to an extent, but a lot of people have said they've seen the stuff that goes out there, and that's made a difference to us.
And part of the reason why you've learned that is because you asked the question. So, you know, ask those questions, ask for feedback, get input from people, because had you not asked that question, you wouldn't know that. And you'd just be looking at your insights on Instagram thinking, oh, you know, could be better.
Well, it's kind of Instagram is one of those platforms that essentially sending a message is kind of almost frowned upon, isn't it? That you don't send a direct message to people. Twitter's like that as well, to an extent. So people go to they find you and they might click on a link or whatever on your profile and end up elsewhere, which is fine. But I think that, you know, something I learned from that, and the importance of that platform, a platform that I thought wasn't really that important for us from a marketing point of view, but it turns out to be. Like I said, it's just purely, it came about, I'll be honest, it came because someone told me that first. So I kind of went out of my way to then start asking the question.
Yeah. And it you know, some activities complement others. So it's, you know, and that's integrated marketing. That's creating that marketing mix of activities that are right and work for your business. So finding that right mix is what helps you create that little marketing machine for your business that you can keep speeding up and making stronger and stronger.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think, like you said, I think the facts and figures are obviously great, and that's a good starting point. But the anecdotal and asking the questions, and also the element of things that suit your business. You might not think you get loads of, so the Northern Affinity is a very people-led business. It's about the people. Instagram as a platform is a visual about the people platform. So even if we weren't getting loads of leads from it, it feels like a right place to be.
Yes.
And obviously every business will have things like that as well, whether it's direct mail or networking or whatever it might be.
Yeah, no, because some people will say Twitter's a complete waste of time, but it's like, it's short and snappy. And if you enjoy it, why wouldn't you do it? Because again, Twitter is a complementary activity, just like Instagram probably is, to LinkedIn in your website. So it's what are those secondary activities, those support activities that you can be doing that are just easy pickings? And what are your primary ones that those secondary activities are feeding into and supporting?
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Anna. And thank you, Tom, for the question as well. So, if anyone wants to kind of get a hold of you, Anna, and find out more, where's the best places to go?
Main place is LinkedIn or the boo-marketing.co.uk website.
Perfect. And if anyone can't find Anna or Boo for whatever reason, come to me or come to us at Northern Affinity, and we can certainly point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
So
you
thank
can
you very
phone me. I always answer my phone if I'm not in a meeting.
Thank you, Anna. That's great. And like I said, we'll with this video as well. For anyone, if you want to watch it back, obviously it's available on the platforms. We'll upload it onto the YouTube page as well. For our partners, it'll go on the Mighty Networks platform as well for people to view and look at. And yeah, so thank you very much, Anna. We really appreciate your time as always, and really useful information. So thank you.
All right. Thank you.